Sometimes the best response is no response. Y'all gotta understand this, right? Is that this life that we're in is that sometimes people, they'll try to provoke you on purpose just to get a reaction out of you. You got people to where they'll try to make you upset on purpose because they want a reaction, whether it's good or bad. You have to understand this, y'all, especially when you're dealing with people as a child of God, with you being a child of God. You guys, sometimes you're going to deal with people to where a lot of people, they got evil spirits inside of them. So sometimes they'll try to taunt followers of God. Sometimes they'll try to provoke people who are children of the Most High. Sometimes they'll try to provoke people who are following God. Try to bait you in to doing something silly. Try to bait you in to destroying yourself. Try to bait you in to fall into the enemy's trap. Understand this, y'all. This life that we're in, sometimes the best response is no response. Especially when you're dealing with people with evil spirits and people who are narcissists. People who got narcissist tendencies. People who are attention seekers. The best response a lot of times is no response. Because, you see, like I said, when you give a person a response, whether it's good or bad, they're getting attention. And some people love that. But you see, when you don't give a person any response, when you keep calm, you cool like a cucumber. That's a lot of times people don't know how to deal with that. Because they used to getting a response from people. They used to getting some type of attention. I'll give y'all an example. You're a guy, right? You're dealing with a narcissistic woman. You're dealing with a woman who loves attention. You giving her a response, whether it's good or bad, she trying to play you. She trying to get mind games in you and all this, right? She trying to make you upset. You know, some of y'all probably had an ex or a person from your past trying to make you upset and all that, right? You giving her any type of attention is a win to her. Especially if it's bad even. Because they're like, oh, they gave me attention. You know, different than the other guys who fell for her mind games. But you see, sometimes when you give a person no response, you give that woman no response, she don't know how to handle it. Because she used to get some type of reaction. She used to guys falling into her mind games. She used to be able to play guys. So when you give her no response, she don't even know how to handle that. That's foreign grounds for her. Because she's not used to that type of level. She's not used to a man with that type of integrity. Or a man with that level of calmness. That's why sometimes you see all these girls who do all these things like thirst trapping and OnlyFans and all that, right? A lot of them are narcissistic. A lot of them love attention. And some of them, they'll be trying to play you guys. But, you see, the thing is, they love attention. That's why they gotta do stuff like thirst trapping. But you see, when you give no response, you don't even pay them no mind, they have not to handle it. Sometimes a person, it could even make them even more upset. Because they're not used to dealing with a man with that level of maturity. That's just from the men's side. I'll talk about the woman's side too. You're a woman, right? You probably got these guys who are narcissistic. You probably had an ex who was narcissistic. You know, now you serving God. Now you following the Most High. Now you got this guy from your past. These guys trying to get your attention. They say these little slick comments. You see, you got these girls at your job. Girls in the neighborhood try to say these slick comments to get underneath your skin. Understand this. They probably doing that just to get underneath your skin. Try to get you to crash out. Get you to do something silly. But you see, when you keep calm, and sometimes when you give no response, they have not to handle it. Sometimes they can aggravate a person because they used to get a type of response. Them girls who try and gossip about you as a woman, try to talk about your looks, trying to degrade you. They're probably like, who is she? We used to getting responses from girls. We used to girls trying to fight us when we say stuff to them. We used to girls trying to get mad and threaten us. Who is she to keep calm? What's she about? You see, y'all? The enemy will send people your way. And don't get me wrong, y'all. I'm not saying that, you know, if a person just walks up and just slaps you and all that, you just keep walking away and you just... No, there comes a time to where you give a response. Sometimes you gotta address people. Especially when they being disrespectful to your face. There sometimes comes a point where you gotta address people directly. Of course, in a respectful, direct manner. But there comes a time, y'all, to where not everything needs a response. Sometimes the best response is no response. Because a lot of times people don't know how to handle that. People don't sometimes know how to deal with that. Because it almost feels like whatever they're doing has no power over them. It has no power over you, I should say. It has no power over your mind, over your body, over your soul. Understand this, y'all. This life that we're in, A lot of people, they want to get power over you. And they'll try to get power over you in numerous different ways. And one way is through mind games, attention seeking. These little silly games. And listen, y'all, you think I've not had people do that in me? I've had people try to play mind games in me many times. But you see, I'm the type of man to where I know how to navigate those waters. Because not only did God bless me with wisdom from a young age, but I also learned from older adults who had wisdom too. You think I've had girls try to play games with me? I've had all of that happen. I've had girls do silly things when I was in high school, even adulthood, try to get my attention. I've had girls do silly things to try to make me upset, try to get me to crash out on them. But you know what I don't do? I don't allow the enemy to have power over me. Because you don't control my emotions. I'm not going to do something silly just for you to, in your head, win. Just for you to play your old mind games. You know, that's why sometimes I can't even stand when I see these men out in society, right? I'm talking from a man point of view right now. These men, they be chasing after these girls, and have most of these girls they chasing after not even women who are following God. Most of them not even girls who are seeking the Most High. They chasing after all these girls who are OnlyFans models, girls who are thirst trapping, attention seeking girls who just want attention, right? And I've had those girls try to come my way. And a lot of times those girls, they walk away confused. You know why? Because they don't understand how come their games don't work on me. They don't understand how come their mind games, their silly traps that they try to put don't work on me. Sometimes they're in shock. You know why? Because what worked on other men is not going to work on me. Okay, you understand? A real man of God, he different. He not like worldly men. Worldly men, you could catch them with your body. You could thirst trap and all that to bring them your way. But you see, those old games don't work on me because I'm a servant of the Most High. Don't try to compare me to no worldly man. Don't, because not all of us men, we not all the same. We not no thirsty dogs, all of us. You know, so your old mind game is not going to work. And not just from a woman point of view, sometimes as a man, you got these guys who try to get you to crash out, try to get you to come smoke, try to get you to go to the club, try to get you all these little girls. Talk about, hey, time to be a man. Let's go get some girls. Let's go have some fun. Listen, sleeping around, fornicating, adult cheese does not make you a man. So I don't need to be in your world. I can follow God and wait till He blesses me with the right spouse. And then, that's what makes you a man, is you following the Most High. That's what makes you a woman, is you following the Most High. Well, understand this, y'all. I have people try to play mind games with me. Even have people try to fight me and all this. And guess what, y'all? I don't fall for it. And guess what? When you wise, when you smart, because the devil, he hates a thinking man. He hates a man who's wise. Satan hates a man who's ahead, who's 10 steps ahead. Because Satan, he be using all you people's feelings and emotions against you. Trying to get you to crash out. Next you know, you crash out. You can't control yourself a lot of times. You upset, you mad. Next you know, you end up in prison. You end up probably 6 feet under. Unfortunately, that's happened to a lot of people. Well, the next person out there living their lives. I see stories like that all the time. Woman rejects a guy. She tries to talk trash to him while she's rejecting him. The guy gets mad. He, God forbid, goes harms her. Sometimes she survives while he got to sit in prison. Or he got to stay in prison after he did something silly. Or God forbid, he ended up 6 feet under. Some of these girls, they respond to some of these guys. They be trying to talk trash to these guys. They end up getting harmed. You see me? I understand that sometimes the best response is no response. Ain't nobody about to play me. Because God made me ahead of my time. That's why I don't like to see these little adults. You know, I'd be sometimes seeing these grown adults, 40s and 50s, falling for the same games they fell for in their 20s and teenage years. There comes a point where you gotta grow up. There comes a point to where you gotta get mature. There's no way your body can keep growing, but your mind is still the same. You gotta be smarter. You gotta be wiser as a person. Do not keep falling for the same mind games, yo. Do not allow the enemy to use your emotions against you. Give no room, no temptation to the devil. Because if you do, Satan will come back and he will use it against you. Be smart, y'all. Be wise. Because the devil, he's looking to destroy a lot of people in these last days. When you deal with people with evil spirits, narcissistic spirits, you will account to all those people you being a follower of God. Because Satan will try to bring them your way. And God will allow it to test you. All of the followers of God in the Bible are enemies. Even Christ, the Son of God, God in flesh, had enemies. The Pharisees, Sadducees. And guess what? It never stopped Jesus Christ. He was still able to excel. He still came to earth, did his purpose, died for his sins, and went right back to heaven with God the Father. So you're going to have enemies. You're going to have people that's going to test you. But you gotta be wise. Wise. Remember, God made us wise as followers of God. And we will not fall into the enemy's schemes in these last days. So keep your head up, y'all. Always remember, sometimes the best response is no response. Remember this and have a blessed day.